C. Tech number 27, connecting to and setting up a network. Connect to a wired network in Vista. Follow these steps to connect the Vista computer to a wired network. 1. Open Control Panel, and click Network and Sharing Center in the Network and Internet group. In the Network and Sharing Center window, see the top part of Figure B10, click Connect to a Network. 2. When Vista recognizes available networks, they are listed in the Connect to a Network box shown in the lower part of Figure B10. If none are shown, click Diagnose why Windows can't find any networks. Then follow the recommendations that appear. If you still do not have connectivity, follow these steps to verify and change TCP/IP settings. 1. In the left pane of the Network and Sharing Center, click Manage Network Connections. In the Network Connections window, right-click Local Area Connection and select Properties from the shortcut menu. Respond to the ACK box. The Properties box appears, see the left side of Figure B11. 2. Select Internet Protocol version 4, TCP/IP4, and click Properties. The Properties box on the right side of Figure B11 appears. Settings are correct for dynamic IP addressing. 3. To change the settings to static IP addressing, select Use the following IP address. Then enter the IP address, subnet mask, and default gateway. 4. If you have been given the IP addresses of DNS servers, check Use the following DNS server addresses and enter up to 2 IP addresses. If you have other DNS IP addresses, click Advanced and enter them on the DNS tab of the Advanced TCP/IP settings box. 5. You can also enter settings for an alternate IP address by clicking the Alternate Configuration tab of the Properties box. Connect to a wireless network in Vista. To connect the Vista computer to a wireless network, follow these steps. 1. Using your mouse, hover over or double-click the network icon in your notification area. Vista reports that wireless networks are available, see Figure B12. 2. Click Connect to a network. A list of available networks appears, see Figure B13. 3. If you select an unsecured network, Vista warns you about sending information over it. Click Connect anyway. 4. Vista reports the connection is made using the window in Figure B14. If you are comfortable with Vista automatically connecting to this network in the future, check Save this network. Close the window. If you hover your mouse pointer over the network icon in the notification area or double-click it, you can see the network to which you are connected, see Figure B15. 5. To verify firewall settings and check for errors, open the Network and Sharing Center window, see Figure B16. Verify that Vista has configured the network as a public network and that sharing and discovery settings are all turned off. If Vista reports it has configured the network as a private network, click Customize and change the setting to public. In the figure, you can see there is a problem with the internet connection from the hotel network to the internet. 6. Open your browser to test the connection. For some hotspots, a home page appears and you must enter a code or agree to the terms of use. Following are differences in Windows 7 and Windows Vista that are associated with content covered in Chapter 17. Support and troubleshoot shared folders and files. The Network and Sharing Center works a little differently in Vista than in Windows 7. If you have problems accessing a shared folder or file on a network, follow these steps using Windows Vista. 1. Open the Network and Sharing Center, see Figure B17, and verify the following. File sharing is turned on. If you want to share the public folder to the network, turn on public folder sharing. If you want the added protection of requiring that all users on the network must have a valid user account and password on this computer, turn on password protected sharing. If you want to share a printer connected to this PC with others on the network, turn on printer sharing. 2. In the Network and Sharing Center, click Manage Network Connections. In the Network Connections window, right-click the Network Connection icon, select Properties from the shortcut menu, and respond to the ACK box. In the Properties dialog box, verify that file and printer sharing from Microsoft Networks is checked. Chapter 18, Security Strategies. Following are differences in Windows 7 and Windows Vista that are associated with content covered in Chapter 18. Configure Windows Firewall in Vista. For Windows Vista, to see how firewall protection is set for a public or private network, use the Network and Sharing Center window. Follow these steps. 1. Click Start, right-click Network, and select Properties from the shortcut menu. The Network and Sharing Center window opens. 2. For the window showing in Figure B18, the computer is connected to a wired and wireless network. The wired network is set to private, and the wireless network is set to public. Because the computer is connected to a public network, the sharing and discovery settings at the bottom of the window are set for maximum protection. To change the security setting for the public network, click Customize. Chapter 18, Security Strategies. Following are differences in Windows 7 and Windows Vista that are associated with content covered in Chapter 18. Configure Windows Firewall in Vista. For Windows Vista, to see how firewall protection is set for a public or private network, use the Network and Sharing Center window. Follow these steps. 1. Click Start, right-click Network, and select Properties from the shortcut menu. The Network and Sharing Center window opens. 2. For the window showing in Figure B18, the computer is connected to a wired and wireless network. The wired network is set to private, and the wireless network is set to public. Because the computer is connected to a public network, the sharing and discovery settings at the bottom of the window are set for maximum protection. To change the security setting for the public network, click Customize. 3. The Set Network Location box appears, see Figure B19. To allow for less security and more communication on the network, click Private and then click Next. 4. Sharing and discovery settings are now less secure, allowing the PC to be seen on the network, network discovery, file A on the PC to be shared with others on the network, file sharing, and printers installed on this PC to be shared, printer sharing. These are the standard settings for a private network. To change a setting under the Sharing and Discovery group, click the down arrow to the right of the item and turn the item on or off, see Figure B20. To see how Windows Firewall is configured for Vista, follow these steps. 1. For Vista, in the left pane of the Network and Sharing Center window, click Windows Firewall. The Windows Firewall dialog box opens, see Figure B21. No matter what type of network you are connected to, Windows Firewall should always be turned on unless you are using a third-party software firewall instead of Windows Firewall. 2. To see the details of how Windows Firewall is working, click Change Settings and respond to the ACK box. The Windows Firewall settings box opens, see Figure B22. 3. Notice the checkbox for Block All Incoming Connections, which controls communication initiated from another computer. For a private network, Vista does not check this box. When connected to a public network, the box is checked. To see what incoming connections are allowed, click the Exceptions tab, as shown on the left side of Figure B23. 4. You can change individual settings on this Exceptions tab by checking or unchecking items. For example, notice in Figure B23 that file and printer sharing is not checked. If you want to allow another computer to initiate communication with this computer to access a shared file or printer, check this item. Recall that a computer uses a port number to control incoming activity from client applications or programs on the network. This exceptions box controls these ports. Each item in the list is associated with one or more ports, which are opened or closed based on the settings on this tab. 5. If you want to make sure a specific port is open, such as when you use a non-default port for a program, click Add Port. In the Add a Port box, see the right side of Figure B23, enter a name for the port and the port number and click OK. 6. After you have Windows Firewall configured the way you want it, click OK to close the Windows Firewall settings window. That will be all for this episode of CTech. Tune in for next Monday for Windows XP. This appendix covers the major differences between Windows 7 and Windows XP. The content here applies to several chapters in the book. After you learn about Windows 7 in a chapter, turn to this appendix to learn how Windows XP differs. Thank you for watching CTech, and make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell icon so you won't miss any future episodes of CTech.